Am I the asshole for telling my former friend turned SIL that I'm never going to be her comfort person again? Throwaway account. I, 25 male, used to have the biggest crush on my childhood friend, Emily, 26 female. As a teen I wasn't very assertive and a little awkward, so I never made a move and just hoped that one day Emily would realize that I was the guy for her. The only person who I openly admitted my crush, although it was kind of obvious, to was my brother, Liam, 28 male. He was much more assertive and confident than I was and would run through girls like water, so I went to him for advice about Emily. Given the situation at the time, you can imagine my surprise when I caught Liam and Emily hooking up. I know that she technically was never my girlfriend, but it still sucked and I did feel betrayed. Turns out they hooked up at a party once and liked the encounter so much that they kept meeting up to do it when no one was around. I felt completely sick and basically just distanced myself from Emily after that, which could be really awkward because we had a lot of classes together and had the same shift at the part-time job we had. A job that Emily frequently depended on me to give her rides to. I just wanted to remove Emily from my life completely, but during the summer of our senior year she and Liam sat me and my parents down and explained that Emily had gotten pregnant and were planning on keeping the baby. My parents weren't happy while I just got up and locked myself in my room. All I could think was, well crap, now she's never going to go away. I purposefully transferred to an out-of-state college so I wouldn't be home as much and lied about getting stuck in traffic when I missed Emily and Liam's wedding, and I showed no interest in my niece, Daisy, 8 female. Although I still make the effort to be polite when I'm around them. Recently, Emily's father has passed away and she's really going through it because despite him not being around she always desired a relationship. When we were kids I remember all those times I was a shoulder for Emily to cry on whenever she felt sad about her dad, and I guess she was longing for that type of comfort from me and kept reaching out. One day I relented and let her vent, but I maintained a silent and formal demeanor on the matter. After spending about an hour crying I offered Emily some water and then she asked me why I was being so cold, how I know how much she needed a friend right now. I calmly yet firmly told her that we were just kids then and that if she wants that level of emotional intimacy then she needs to go to my brother, her husband, because I stopped being her comfort person a long time ago. Emily cried even more, left, and has managed to send Liam, my parents, Emily's mom, and from mutual friends to call me up and tell me I'm heartless and sad for being so spiteful. I can honestly say that I am now over Emily, but that doesn't mean I'm willing to be as close to her as I used to. So am I the asshole? ETA. Had to step away, and after looking at the comments and DMs I just wanted to be clear about some things. 1. Not an incel. 2. Did I exhibit some nice guy traits as a teenager? Yes. As an adult I now realize that Emily doesn't owe me a romantic relationship. 3. I was more angry at my brother than I was Emily. Because, you know, he was my brother and knew. 4. I don't see how me not taking an active role in the life of a child that I didn't make is me punishing someone. I say, hello, and give gifts on Christmas and holidays. 5. Again, Emily is married so I find it odd that she would seek out someone who isn't her husband for emotional support. 6. Yes, I did give my condolences when I found out about Emily's father because it was the polite thing to do. Then she started trying to call me to talk about it. 7. Emily and I haven't had a meaningful contact since high school, partly because she was busy getting ready to be a mom and I was hurt and trying to get over her. 8. No, Liam and I aren't close anymore either. ETA 2. Things I didn't include because of word count. 1. Yes, I have a girlfriend and from what I can tell we're both very happy. 2. Yes, my girlfriend knows about my former crush on Emily. 3. Yes, I have friends who are women. 4. Yes, I do believe people of the opposite sex can just be friends when they're adults. 5. Also, in spite of everything I did learn to be more forthcoming with my feelings, which is why I told Emily that I can't be her comfort person. Although I will admit that there could have been a better way and better timing to communicate that. You had a crush in high school on a girl, but never asked her out. Somebody else did, and she married them. It's a decade later and you still ignore her kid, who is literally your niece, because you're salty about it. Dude, this isn't healthy. Please get help. I have to put you are the asshole, but like, this is beyond am I the asshole. He never told her what his feelings were, but he is going to punish her kid for her not taking responsibility for his feelings. Big yikes. YTA edit. I'm sorry, a lot of y'all's nieces suck. Mine is rad as hell and my life would be lesser for it if I had excluded her from my life. Daisy in 20 years. My 28 female, uncle, 45 male, is terribly lonely. He reached out to me BC I'm the only relative he has left. But he never treated me like a member of the family and that's why we're estranged. Am I the asshole for ignoring his requests to hang out? My apologies to all of the family members who sort of died off in my fictional story here. Maybe they all just moved away. Edit. A word. They were all collectively hit by a meteor. You've spent 9 years being so bitter. That's really sad for you. I don't think you're tough for telling Emily you can't be that person for her, but you're definitely tough for spending so much time being angry and obstinate. Don't spend the rest of your life like this, it will only bring more of the same. Okay, let me start again. If you want an idea of the comment before this edit, read the comments. It's been quoted a heap, and the conversation went in circles. The edits got huge. Most of what I said was before the edits with less context. Here is the gist of how I see it. You are the asshole. Sorry, but you are. Everyone sucks here at best though. Original poster had a crush on a girl. Mind you, a high school crush. Never acted on it. Brother was the only one who knew. He is no angel here obviously. She never acted on her feelings either. Bro got with her. He should have, but hadn't tried to make a move. Original poster being shy, that's also fair. I get that too. Bro now is married to the girl, their child is 8. Niece. That's approximately a 10-plus-year-old grudge over a high school crush. Yes, was heartbroken. Yes. That is valid. Is well within his rights to have boundaries. Is well within his rights to not be near them. However, original poster came here to see if they're This post was about is he the asshole for not being a comfort. And he isn't for that. He's for not communicating. Greater than in all these years, you are the one with the problem. You didn't confront them about how it made you feel. You acted civil and like it was fine, they would have played along. All of you need to talk better, especially back then, but running away from the problem isn't the only way to solve it. Talk to them, get it in the open, sort through it, then move on. You're dragging all this resentment, and it's not healthy. She was never yours. Be upset, yes, that she got with your bro. But I am sorry, man, you missed the chance. Bro definitely should have come to you. All parties didn't communicate, but you're the one here surprised that she didn't understand. You're the one being distant and cold to her. They upset you years ago, and you're still punishing them for it. If someone falls in love, there isn't much you can do. Accept that and work through the problem properly, or keep doing what you have been, and drive a wedge between yourself and anyone who disagrees. Be mad at them all you need to be for crossing a line. But don't dwell on it, it's not doing you any good. I've been in situations where I know how this all feels from his side, so I get it. But it's not up to other people to make us happy. If you need closure, get it. Talk it through if you need. Get through it however you can. But come on, man, she's married to him. They have a kid. Unless something major happens, that won't change. She will be at events and around your whole family for your whole life. Your brother is no angel, I agree. So he should own up to it if the conversation happens. You're for having boundaries. That's fine. But not communicating those boundaries makes it hard for others to follow them. You're the one with the grudge here. I get it, but they aren't the one mad. Until you told her that you won't give her support. Your choice to do that, of course. TLDR. You're mad that you didn't communicate anything, and things didn't go your way because of it either way. Good luck with everything You do you. I hope things go well for all involved and you can find happiness somewhere. I am not trying to be harsh. It's a sticky situation. Just a minor adjustment, they were never friends. She thought they were, but they clearly never were, since original poster only hung around hoping that by some cosmic luck she'd read his intentions in the stars and also fall madly in love with him. The minute she was committed to someone, he literally bounced. She wanted to talk to the person she thought was her friend. Original poster, you are the asshole, and also you need to grow up. That era of you feeling entitled to a person when you've never even stated your intentions is over. And also you need to move on, cuz this isn't healthy. You're punishing both Emily and your niece for your lack of courage. Greater than she wanted to talk to the person she thought was her friend. They were friends 9 years ago. Even if I didn't have any feelings against someone, I would be weirded out if we went 9 years without being friends and they suddenly wanted to vent to me. You are the asshole. Look, man, I get that your brother did this and was an asshole, but honestly? You're taking this one way too far. If one childhood crush is this devastating that you're moving states and ignoring nephews and families, this means you should go to therapy to help process the pain. Also, you never really told her you liked her, so how would she know? When she came to you, she came to someone who she could rely on, and you went, go to the guy that actually wants you. That's really immature. And #X200B. Edit 2. Replying to original poster's edit. I mean, it really shows he still needs some growing to do. I mean, he only said condolences because it was the polite thing to do. Dude, she's your SIL and was your childhood friend that did nothing to you. How cruel. Agree with you, or the asshole verdict. Even more because original poster waited years to throw that zinger in her face right after her father's death. Edit typo. Big nice guy energy here. You literally fuck zoned her, since by your own words you only kept being her friend because you were waiting for her to fall for you. She fell for your brother instead, and you got bitter AF because she suddenly was damaged goods to the point you don't even want a relationship with your niece. She never knew how you felt. Even your brother probably thought it was just a childhood crush. Then you act like a total asshole by kicking her while she's down after practically ghosting her emotionally for 8 years. Wow, she should thank her lucky stars she got the brother and not you if you're going to behave this way. 100% you are the asshole. And you need therapy to work through this unresolved obsession. I put the nice tokens into the sex vending machine and didn't get a payout. This. Also, she didn't even friend zone Mr. Nice Guy. Because he never told her he liked her more than as a friend. So this poor girl is walking around, innocently thinking, hey, I have a guy friend who actually sees me as a human being. Wrong, he just wants to get in her pants. Then he tries to stake a claim on this whole ass human being, even though his brother is already having a relationship with her, and developing real feelings, not just a crush, and wants to step up for their baby and marry her even though they are super young. They stay together, and are committed to each other. And original poster proceeds to punish this girl for not knowing automatically that he wanted more than friendship, and falling for his brother who did tell her and show her he wanted her. And proved he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. Seriously, this is some creep future murderer shit. What next? Collages of girls from his university all over his walls, taken from bushes and night vision goggles? Dude needs to start participating in life, or move the fuck on. Going against the grain, not the asshole. I've had besties and stepsisters that pulled the same shit as your brother. If she cared about your friendship that much, she wouldn't have been messing with your brother. The fact that you had to catch on to the situation, and she never told you bestie, speaks volumes. Just because she had his kid, doesn't mean the disrespect never happened, and quite frankly you are right. She can't get the support from her husband that she needs and wants to play the bestie card now that she needs you to do emotional labor for free? Ha ha ha, no. She can get a therapist for her daddy issues. However, it's time to stop lying. Tell them both why you can never trust either of them. You really thought the pain of your brother and best friend lying to you and fucking around behind your back would get better with time, but it's not going to. Your brother is a creep for having sex with her while she was still in high school, and you know it. Then add in the added grossness of him knowing full well this was the only person you were interested in. He was a sexual predator before he was with her, and he's probably still doing predatory shit that will come out in time. Break away from all of it. Oh, and talk to somebody professional. You still have much to process that I believe will affect future romance. Take care of you. Thank you. This was so necessary. The only point where I do think he is an asshole is because he seems to hold Emily responsible for what happened. I mean, his brother was the one who knew, and like you said, older. Also, Emily can't be that clueless to not know that they are not close friends or besties anymore. I don't think he holds Emily responsible. It was his brother's choice to bring her into their lives. He was done with Emily when his brother obviously broke the code. He doesn't owe Emily, his brother, anything. I absolutely do not believe your ta. You don't owe these assholes anything. Your brother can deal with whatever Emily or whoever equally irrelevant person is going through. A lot of people seem to think that Emily owing him nothing somehow means that he owes Emily something. It doesn't make sense. Everyone sucks here except Emily. She lost her friend and doesn't know why, and then her dad died. Your brother sucks because he knew, and you suck for your poor communication. And honestly, it's clear the friendship ended years ago, so I kind of think his original selfish teen boy reasons for that are irrelevant. They haven't been friends for years, he's clearly not interested in being in her or his brother's lives, so why did she reach out to him? He honestly has a point that she should be getting support from her husband. It's been years, he doesn't owe her friendship or support, and people don't owe close relationships just because people are family. I highly suspect this just an incel troll, rage baiting people because he didn't own her but dumped her as a friend when she hooked up with someone else. Go back to the base story though. They haven't been friends for years. He's not an asshole for not supporting her now. He doesn't have to care about her. Sound to me she went to him because he knew her dad from when they were children and had shared memories together, even if you lose touch with a childhood friend, which must be how she has seen it, as he never explained anything to her. It is not weird to reach out when these sort of things happen. Okay, but then if they turn around and say, sorry but no, you respect it. Not the asshole. The question was, am I the asshole for telling my former friend turned SIL that I'm never going to be her comfort person again? YTA posters are deliberately missing the point. Let's imagine original poster never had a crush on SIL. It would still be incredibly inappropriate for him to serve as her comfort person. Original poster's former feelings are irrelevant to the issue at hand. He was right, she needs to seek that level of intimate comfort from her husband. Throwing around phrases like, incel behavior, or, nice guy syndrome, is just ridiculous. People are allowed to create boundaries to protect themselves. They're also allowed to be too shy or awkward or inexperienced to speak up about their feelings. Nowhere in his post does original poster use verbiage that would indicate he felt entitled to Emily's affections. He's allowed to have felt deeply hurt over his brother's betrayal. He's allowed to have felt deeply hurt over Emily being with his brother. Actions have consequences. Emily chose to sleep with her close friend's brother. The consequence is she lost a close friend. I agree with all of this. Greater than Emily chose to sleep with her close friend's brother. The consequence is she lost a close friend. Would be a similar outcome of original poster was a straight woman found out her close friend has been secretly hooking up with her brother. Friends dating your siblings can be a deal-breaker for the friendship, as their priority has shifted to be siblings' significant other. In original poster's case, he had a longtime crush and his player brother disregarded his feelings to get with the one girl that would hurt him. It's not surprising original poster wasn't keen on this friend now being his sister-in-law and he chose to distance himself. Emily feels entitled to original poster's emotional labor many years later and it's not okay. She has her husband to turn to. It's out of bounds she got original poster's parents involved to be her flying monkeys. This dynamic so clearly shows why original poster chose to distance himself from his family after brother and Emily announced their pregnancy. You were the asshole, you were all into her until she was into your brother. Then you were, in your own words, sick. Which implies you were never her friend and only wanted to pork her. Your brother was the one to betray you, but you never spoke up. It's been 8 years. You being her childhood friend was apparently mostly on her end. As soon as you realized she wasn't a virgin you went cold on her. Don't pretend to have ever been her friend. She was only a potential boink and you lost you, nice guy, facade the moment she went with someone else. Get therapy. Upvote for use of pork. I'm glad my crassness is appreciated on Reddit. This is weird to me honestly. You haven't spoken or been close to her since high school. She should have gotten the hint that you weren't friends anymore. I'm glad you were over her, but your words were a little harsh. I think it needed to be said because you never saw her as a friend anyways. I hope you date and move on with your life. Everyone sucks here one. Your brother knew too. You haven't spoken or been friends with her in years. She should have known you guys were no longer friends. Is she dumb? 3. You for not being clear from the get-go. You could ha easily told her you no longer wanted to be friends once she started dating your brother. It's weird to go to someone for comfort whom hasn't been a true friend in years. Everyone here forgetting about point 2. Original poster is definitely ta for harboring so much bitter resentment over something from years ago and they are supposedly over, but Emily is stupid. No one, including her literal husband who has full knowledge of the situation, and her family, they sound nuts, should expect original poster to suddenly be the grief counselor to someone they no longer know as a friend or even acquaintance. That's what if for fine weird. He says he cut off communication. What made them think he was her friend? How dumb are they? I don't know, are they living in the past? He can be bitter but he put distance and hasn't done anything towards them, so I don't think he's a ta. Therapy sure, but he cut them out because he couldn't handle it. He could have went nuclear. I don't know, weird situation to expect someone random to be a grief counselor after so many years of the cold shoulder. Wait, so you skipped your brother's wedding over a childhood crush? Question mark. Don't get me wrong, I do believe original poster is ta in the story. But I don't blame him for skipping his brother's wedding since Liam knew he had a crush on Emily but still went after her. Again, original poster is ta for everything else, but I think he gets a pass for this part. How long does Op's brother need to wait if he likes her too? A crush isn't calling dibs, which is also not a thing. If they had been in a romantic relationship and the brother made a move, I would see why the brother is an asshole. I mean, you're right, a crush isn't dibs. But also when your brother confides in you that they have a crush on their friend, you don't turn around and hook up with that friend. If that friend tries to initiate something with you as the brother, you tell them they need to talk to your brother before anything happens between the two of you. A good brother would have shut down anything happening between him and his brother's crush at least until his brother had been made aware that the girl he was into didn't feel the same way about him. If the brother and her were seeing each other before the brother found out about original poster liking her, then he should have then and there told original poster that he was sorry, but that the two of them were seeing each other, and that he wasn't aware of the brother's feelings. Not the asshole. You were, in the past, her friend. You terminated that relationship, as you are entitled to do. After your brother pursued a girl he knew you liked and about whom you expressly asked for his assistance in pursuing. You have removed yourself from the situation for your mental well-being. She has reached out to you as a comfort animal, when she has a husband. You owe her nothing. Her whining to family members is the height of entitlement. My exact thoughts. No assholes here. I'm shocked at all the people on here being so hard on original poster and saying she owes him nothing. Of course she owes him nothing. Just because he liked her, doesn't mean she has to like him the same way. But I've been that kid that's shy and nice and didn't know how to ask the girl out. It's hard. And when you develop a friendship only to realize that's all it'll ever be, it hurts. It hurts because you can't understand why the person who wanted to spend time with you and always be around you didn't want more, feeding into insecurities that led to the initial problem. Doesn't make her wrong or anything. But it's easy to see why after admitting to his brother his deep crush, he'd feel betrayed. He doesn't own her or him and they are adults, but he's not an asshole for feeling hurt and betrayed. Right. He doesn't owe her his time or his sympathy. Doesn't matter the reason. People don't owe other people anything. You don't owe her anything. She kept reaching out hounding you for a good emotional dump that you're just not into and you let know it. She's not entitled to whatever familiarity she had with you as kids just because she's sad. You're right, she can go to her husband for emotional support, not you. Not the asshole. I mean, like, if you've been emotionally distanced for 8 years, I don't know why she bothered coming to you at all. Feelings are not rational, so you feeling betrayed, especially by your brother, isn't shocking to me, and setting boundaries for yourself doesn't make you an asshole. Sometimes friendships turn into crushes and you can't be friends anymore because of it. It happens. It sucks, but it happens. You could have been kinder in honesty, but it isn't on you to be her friend 8 years after the fact. No assholes here, specifically because she doesn't actually know what is causing you to distance yourself, but I can't actually blame you for distancing yourself. Her husband and family can support her, the onus isn't on you. Right? I feel like I'm going crazy reading these other comments. Yes, he gives off nice guy vibes, that's gross, but there's nothing wrong with setting boundaries to maintain your emotional well-being. He knows he can't relate to bro plus SIL in a constructive way and withdrew himself from the situation, albeit awkwardly. He was a teen boy when he ghosted them, so I don't think he's really culpable for that. He probably should have broached the subject at some point, but after years out of state and, maybe? Coming home while they were swamped with raising a kid, there probably wasn't a great time to do it. His brother sucks. He's not the asshole but needs to evaluate this situation and move on, like go get some therapy. Emily is a borderline asshole in her own right? She moved on, accepted original poster being distant and appears not to have tried to be involved in his emotional life, and expects him to drop everything to console her after 10 years? It's not unreasonable for him to be off-put by her sudden interest in having a one-sided, emotionally intimate conversation. It's possible she reached out to him because the brother wasn't doing a great job as a partner through her grief, in which case she's using him as an emotional surrogate. That's a really shitty thing to do to someone you've been out of touch with for a decade regardless of the context. I agree with the general consensus that original poster could have done this differently. A great person would make time for her, but he's not an asshole for being disinterested in her trying to reignite a friendship in her grief. I just feel like a lot of commenters reacted so aggressively to the, definitely their, nice guy vibes that they ignored the concept of boundaries. He needs the distance, that's childish, but not cruel. Do what suits you. She has a husband and a family and hopefully other friends. If those don't offer her comfort, she needs to evaluate her own relationships and begin the work of building new ones, or, like many have suggested for original poster, get a therapist herself. She also should have read The Damn Room years ago. If she didn't know he wanted distance by now, she must have been dropped on the head as a child. The inverse of the can't put nice coins in and expect to be fucked is true here too. She can't just show up out of the blue, put some attention coins in, and expect to be enthusiastically listened to and comforted. Not the asshole. It's appalling the amount of you or the asshole there are in the comments. You don't owe her anything. You are keeping healthy and happy boundaries in the fact that she had the energy to call all of her friends and family to admonish you for not emotionally babysitting her feelings, show her true colors. You're doing fine and you should continue doing so. Oh, and your brother sucks. I don't understand all the YTA here. How is he, nice guy, he liked someone, confided in his brother who in turn went after that person. So he did the most sensible thing, distanced themselves from that person and his brother and moved on with their life. It's not original poster's responsibility to comfort their former friend. Not the asshole in your ex-friend is for sending everyone to hound you. This sub roots out and attacks incels, the way the ultra-religious root out apostates. Maybe unpopular, but I think not the asshole. For everyone saying, Liam did it, not Emily. Sure. But thinking that Emily had no idea or that Liam and her never discussed it is a bit oblivious. In any case, at this point neither Liam or Emily owe any explanation to original poster. However, he has set boundaries over 8 years, Emily and him haven't been close since Liam and her got together. In reality, they are no longer friends. Original poster did what he needed to do at the time to cope with the betrayal he felt, and that's now the only reality that exists. Of course, we can all say he should be over it by now, focus on himself, maybe go to therapy, forgive his brother, but that's not the question here. You and Emily haven't been friends in years. You set a boundary, and I don't think it's wrong you also let her vent for 1h before explaining you didn't want to fill that role. I hope some of the comments here help you realize you seem a little stuck and take control over your life though.